When I say the word evaluation, what comes to mind? For me, because I just finished them at work, mid-year evaluations, your performance evaluation. Sometimes it conjures up feelings and thoughts of, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with me? How can we fix it? Sometimes there's kind of a negative connotation. I want to give you a different connotation of evaluations within the realm of Toastmasters here tonight. I like to think of an evaluator as that speech giver's personal coach. Someone who is listening for the goal in what they're, not only what they've said, but also in what they're trying to become. Who in here is trying to become a better speaker? Naturally, we would all want to listen for that in each other. A coach. The best definition I personally have heard of what a coach is someone who's not me. Let me say that again. The best definition I've heard of a coach is someone who's not me. That kind of opens it up to just about anybody. Someone's feedback, someone's evaluation of you, someone's food for thought, you could look at it as a gift. They don't have to tell you. They don't have to put in the time. It's something that you can receive as a gift. Have to ask yourself sometimes, are you ready to hear it? So as effective evaluations go, I think there's three parts. There's listening and taking notes, preparing your evaluation after you've heard the speech, and then delivering the evaluation within the meeting. Listening. This is the part that I personally wanted to challenge myself with in giving a good evaluation, is really listening for what people did right and what they can improve on. I'm going to tell one on myself here. The very first couple of meetings I came to, I listened very, very negatively. And when I heard the evaluations that were given to the folks who gave the speeches, I would, again, telling one on myself, I was like, what are they talking about? I didn't hear the same speech. I didn't think that was very good. And I realized something about myself in that that's how I listen to people for what's wrong. So being an evaluator teaches you to listen for the gold in what people are trying to deliver. There are some techniques as far as listening though. One, definitely need to take notes. I don't know anyone in here, maybe Mike or some of the other guys that have been around for quite a while, could just listen to a speech and do an evaluation without writing anything down. I'm not one of them. There's a formula that you can do, just simply writing a line down the middle of a piece of paper. One side is the pluses, one side is the pluses or the negatives or whatever you want to call them, so that you can just make notes as you're listening to the speech, actively listening. You can listen for the organization of it, the mechanics. Were there any pauses? Did they use vocal variety? And also the emotion, which I think is something our club can really improve on personally, is what that person's speaking on, do they really believe it? Maybe more of an advanced listening technique, which we all can grow into. The second part is preparing what you're going to say. The key here is to keep it simple. We want to just simply wait for the ice to break, just kidding, and use a technique which I use in my conversations with my wife, which I think Keith used in one of his speeches, which is using an I statement. I liked this. I feel that. I saw you, and then report on what you saw. An evaluation is simply your opinion. when we use words like you should or you really oughta, that's more of a direction that could be taken as overbearing. When we're listening for the speech, always want to highlight the things that were done well, and they're up to you. Did you like the way they walked up to the podium? Was it well organized? What did they do that was unique, maybe above and beyond the objectives in the speech that you wanted to make note of? List those first. Then we can add in one or two items that someone can improve on. And it's okay to have items to improve on. Everyone in here has some way to improve on a speech. Even people that have been in here for 20 plus years. The idea here is we want this to be positive and motivational. I don't know about you, but when I get positive feedback, that motivates me. That motivates me to want to do better in the areas that I could improve on. And finally, after you've listed out your positives and your objectives or your suggestions, you deliver the evaluation. Come up to the podium, address the audience, and deliver what you observed as best you can. It's really that opportunity to give that positive feedback and to learn how you listen that I see as the value of being an evaluator and really contributing to someone else's growth and development. It truly is one of the more daunting roles, I believe, as part of a Toastmaster. However, if you listen and take notes, prepare your evaluation from your notes, have 3 at least things that are positive and a couple of things to work on, and deliver your evaluation, you'll have an excellent evaluation.